It is. It's 100% a scam. 100%. Life is a scam. Eastern time, David, 8:30. Eastern time, 8:30. Mark is not a scam. So I got to ask you guys a question about the software. All right, we're going to start in a minute. Chantal, we're streaming this, right? Never mind. Dallas Fed News. Financial Juice covers all the little reports too, which is great. Okay, everyone, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the CL Open, the NQ Open. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10-Minute Trades. Please remember that all the trades we discuss for educational purposes, it is possible to lose money trading futures, so trade carefully, please. So good morning, everybody. It's a new week, a new week. So here's a question about the software for Mark and Chantal. Would you like it if you could tell the software, use limit orders? Let me show you something. If this makes sense, you got to bear with me 1 second. Let's say you had this on screen. And your order would be a buy limit down here, right? And a sell limit up here, right? Now I'm just trying to think, should it be a buy limit up here also? Yes. I mean, you should have the choice, I think. Yeah, no, I know. I know. My feeling is you should be able to buy a limit down at the bottom of the range and also buy a limit at the top. You should have the choice for limit orders in all the strategies if I can do it. If I can do it. So actually, it would maybe be better to have it all part of the same strat with different buttons. There's too many buttons. That's the problem. All right. Just thinking about how to implement it. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing it as a separate strategy, leaving everything as is because it's working so well for so many people, and just adding in another strategy. I think that's the way to do it. I don't want to change something that's working great when it's easy enough to just add a trade type. Okay, let's get started. So good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Yeah, Chantal, I'm thinking of maybe doing both. Maybe doing both. What if you decide, though, at the last minute you want to do a limit instead of the way it's been? I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to implement everything. I may not be able to implement everything initially. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We're looking at the oil open. Oil's down quite a bit this morning, interestingly. And my setup, just as a reminder for everyone, the setup that I'm using, um, I'm trying to think first. My ATR on oil was like 10ish or something, if I remember. Let me check. I'm starting out with a range don't use very much, but I want to have it available. One tick above the range, one tick below the range. Graphic shown on chart lets you see your ranges. That's the importance of that. And then one click bar look back determines how many bars you're going to have to determine the range. That's set to one. So I have one tick above, one below, and looking back one bar. One position for 8 ticks, one for 40. If my first target is hit, I move my stop to break even -4. Using the target one stop move. The stop, my default is 18. I think I'm going to up my default to 22, but it's been higher as of late. Let's look at the ATR. You know, Mark, I don't think I was ever able to get in the market analyzer. I can't find how to put the ATR in there. In other words, how the heck do I add the ATR? So let's say I would have thought I'd go to new columns, but the ATR doesn't show up. So I go to indicator. Oh, wait a minute. Now everything's different. Maybe I wasn't live when I was trying to do it Sunday. Maybe that was the problem. Um, what period should we use it? Should it be a 14 period? Let's see, ATR. I think that's the default. Let's see what it looks like. So, okay, so there's the ATR. Add the instrument, oil. So 42 today. Yeah, great. Okay, so it works. Thank you very much. It works. So now, What I didn't do was save that. I forgot how to do it, so you got to all bear with me. How the heck do I save that as my default? I think I do it in here. So I'm going to add an indicator. Add ATR. Save it. I'm still not sure it saved it the way I wanted to save it. No. Hang on. I'm only going to spend one more minute on this. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. So it should let me save it as my default, and I don't remember how to do it. How do I save the market analyzer as default? In other words, where do I save it? I don't remember. So I've added it, right? Let's say I've added it. Let me get rid of the instrument. Add a column. Add the indicator. Add the ATR. And then where do I save it? How do I save it? In the market analyzer window. So the preset doesn't let me. I thought the preset would let me save it also. So apply it, okay it. Where's the market analyzer window? So am I missing something? Templates? There it is. Thank you. I'm losing it. I'm definitely, my brain is shot. I think it's time to retire. Okay. Thank you, everybody. All right. Oil open. 42 is the stop this morning. ATR times 3 is 14. New. Go to our new market analyzer. It's now saved with the columns that we want. So if we add oil to it, it shows the daily volume and the ATR, 13.5, 29, 42-ish. Okay. So it's a pretty big stop this morning. Oil is extremely volatile this morning. So I'm using the squeeze play to trade it, obviously. And we're using signals. And I'm going to record this morning. And then we're going to stick around for the NQ this morning. All right. How's everybody doing this morning? Everybody good? Good morning, Stephen on YouTube. Feeling great. Joe, you're feeling great. That's good. That's optimistic. That's a great way to start a Monday. I like Mondays. I don't mind it. A lot to do. I have a lot to do today. Unbelievable amount of stuff to do. So oil is down. It was down when we got here. When I started looking the market, the oil was down over $5. So, it brings up one interesting question. So you have your rules set. You have a rule set, right? One of our rules is we are not supposed to enter these open trades on a new low because we have found there is a propensity to be stopped out when you enter on new lows and new highs. However, when do you decide it's the kind of day where you might want to break your rule? If oil is down like it is today, I mean, gold was down so much at the open this morning, and the signals were so strong that it increased the odds of a continuation, in my mind. Now, retail traders are thinking that way also. So that's why you have risk, because then you're risking a change in direction, right? I think, Mark, I know you're laughing, but this morning I broke the rule and it gave me money in 1 second. Chantal thinks Mondays are different. Um, I personally think rules are in place to protect you, right? Why do you have rules? To protect you. But sometimes we break rules. It's just a fact of life. People are going to do it. No, and you know what does making money mean it's right? No, but what it means is the rule set might have to change when the market is has made such a big move that the rule set might then be a continuation might be allowed on those days, right? Sounds shady. Let's ask Eminem, Slim Shady, if it's okay or not. Sounds like a scam. All right. I'm just bringing up the thought, okay? I want your opinions. I want your opinions. You tell me what you think. Fred's out there trading. My guess is Fred got in before the open this morning. That's my guess. Anyone who is a experienced or everyone who's been trading the gold open regularly probably got in early today. That would be my guess. So that the rule set is not that meaningful because you're trading before the open on a day when the moves are so strong before the open. Right. So Fred got in at 8:07. So my question to Fred and to other morning traders, open traders, is what's your rule set for getting in early? Right. That's not trading the open. I agree, Mark. I agree. That's just trading gold discretionary. That's trading gold discretionary. Stephen, which Stephen is this? Is this Stephen? Wait, Stephen Reversal Stephen or Stephen N? Stephen Reversal or Stephen N? Fred has different rules. Honestly, Fred has somewhat different rules than us. And he's saying exactly what he likes. He's saying exactly what he likes. So, and it works for him. And it works for him. Fred, do you wait for an actual crossover? Because the crossovers, when you think about the natural gas trade, the crossovers don't happen fast enough in general. Not if you want to take the trade within the first couple of minutes after the news. So are you accepting movement in the moving average in your direction, or are you actually waiting for an actual crossover? And then my question is, any crossover on any of the moving averages, any of the four? I would assume, well, that's a stupid question. That would be a yes. Anyway, Fred, what's been your experience on the natural gas 3 minute after trade over the past couple of months? Okay, that was my question for you. If it's how it's been working for you, how it's been working for you. All right, so we got a few minutes. And then we'll get going. So basically on oil, we are not at the low. So I'll be willing to take a signal in either direction. Either direction. I may need to go. I'm going to heat my coffee. I'm going to leave the mic on so you can hear my coffee machine. So don't worry. I got to tell you all an incredible story, a funny story, a horrible story. A horrible, horrible story. So in my office, I put down a glue trap and I noticed that I caught a gigantic water bug. I don't know if you know what a water bug is. If you've never been in a city or near a city, you probably never saw water bugs. They seem to be they love cities, sewers and filth and everything disgusting is what a water bug equals. So I noticed on my glue trap, there was a gigantic water bug, and I'm happy as heck that I caught it because I had killed one the other day, and it always happens as the weather gets warm, the bugs come out. And he was, let me wait. So this gigantic, filthy, disgusting water bug is on my glue trap, right at the edge of the glue trap. And I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning. I notice the water bug moved. I'm thinking to myself, that's the strongest freaking water bug I've ever seen in my whole life. He moved. I mean, I can't get my fingers off a glue trap if I touch it. A couple hours later, I go back. There's no water bug. He got off the glue trap, and I'm thinking to myself, I have to shut my office and move because this is not a water bug. This is a super monster insect that's going to kill me when I'm sleeping. And thank the Lord, he was hanging out right next to the glue trap on the wall, and I was able to kill him. And normally, I don't like to kill anything. Water bugs, they're not my best friends. I needed a sledgehammer to kill him. Nothing would kill him. My foot wouldn't kill him. I never saw anything like it. I know, Joe, I didn't throw it out immediately because he was on the glue trap. I've never seen a bug get off of a glue trap. I mean, I'm serious. I had called the realtor to put the office up for rent. I was no way I was staying here. I hate bugs too. It was unbelievable. Life is crazy, isn't it? The funny things that happen. I love the funny stuff. See, for me, I love the absurd stuff. That's what I enjoy the most. That's the vicious fire, right? Right. Well, look, very honestly, I work out of my home, which is no surprise. I have a separate office. I mean, we're an online business. There's no reason for me to go to Texas, where our corporate headquarters are, and come into the office. It's not necessary. So I just want to remind everybody, sign up for the earnings. Sign up for the earnings. It should be really interesting this quarter. Apple should be a great opportunity, and Facebook. Those are our two strongest opportunities for the earnings. So I want to remind everybody to sign up. www.tradeearningsnow.com. www.tradeearningsnow.com. So we got 4 minutes, oil. Check your time sync. Nothing wrong with checking your time sync. Once again, you can see all the stuff I'm looking to buy. Music mixers, a motorcycle, scooter. All right. So we just have the two rooms this morning. So I guess we're not, for a while, we're not going to have no rooms on a Monday. Even on a quiet Monday, we'll most probably always have the NQ open at a minimum, I would think. So it's okay to take a signal in any direction this morning. And I'm going to try and be a little bit patient, a little bit patient. So we got about 2 minutes to go. And remember, on the open, we're not looking for a specific direction. We're just looking for a move in one direction. And we're looking to hesitate on the first signal if it's exactly at 9. Generally, we want to hesitate on the first signal. That's the hardest part of doing the open. If there's no signal at 9, then I personally struggle as to which is the proper signal to take. So no immediate signal. So I'm going to hesitate on the first signal. That's my understanding of how we're supposed to do it. We're supposed to hesitate on the first signal, make sure it's real, and see if there's a follow-up to it. Now, for me personally, so 6 is not a super strong signal, but you notice it had a nice little pop on the signal, on a smallish signal. Maybe that gives you an idea that the long direction might be good, but I don't want to get in on a 6 signal generally. I want a little bit stronger. So that was a very fast move. So I'm closing. So what did I do wrong this morning? Folks, what did I do wrong? Does anybody know? You may have a magnet trade. I made $150 because I believe the direction I took was correct. Does anyone know what I really did wrong? I made $150. Can someone tell me? Did anybody else trade that move? Did anyone trade that move, get in and take a profit like I did? Why did I jump out of my trade? Does anyone know? Does anyone know? I traded live. It hit my first target. My stop moved because I wasn't trading micro oil, for heaven's sake. I was trading regular size oil. I was trading regular size oil by accident. You know what's incredible? It just shows you how powerful, how incredibly powerful the psychology of trading is. I had absolutely no nervousness whatsoever because I thought I was trading micros. And it just shows that if you can master the psychological, then you can become a successful trader. It's so important. How do you master the psychological? It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, that was a blowout reversal. Mark, you could see it. It burst down and then it hit my target, both of them, really. It gave me both. It gave me 2 for 8, 1 for 8, 1 for 7. I got positive slippage in a sense because no, I take it back. I take it back. My stop. I'd have to watch the video. I have to watch the video. No, I hit the close button because I realized, oops, I'm trading micro oil. I wasn't really planning on, I mean, full size oil. I wasn't planning on making that big of a commitment this morning. Let's look at the video. The key is the signal. I don't care. What was I trading? Did I make money? Don't care. Did I help you determine how to take a signal today? That's the question. Did I help you take a signal? Let's look. Now, I really would have preferred a long. I would have preferred a long signal this morning. And yes, I did it without thinking. I think I took the signal totally correctly today. So here's my thinking. Here's my thinking. All right. We know there's been a big move in oil and we don't care. We know oil can go either direction. I would have actually preferred a long because oil is already down 5 and it often reverses when it's down that much. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. Generally, it's not generally. Our rule with the oil open is you pass on the first signal at 9 o'clock, especially if it's at a low or a high, then you only go in the opposite direction is the proper rule that we're following. Now Okay, let's watch the signals. Why did I get an error? Because the market moved so fast it couldn't place my orders. But it was in the direction I was in, so it's not a problem most of the time. So the first signal, look at the time. What time is it? I think I'm losing my mind. The first signal, I really think I'm losing my mind. I could have sworn it was 9:01 when I took my first signal. Am I out of my mind? The clock says 9 o'clock, first signal, took it for a continuation, and I was in, and it gave me a profit. I canceled, made sure all my orders were canceled. Very strong downward signals. Um, yes, I made a mistake with time. I was a minute ahead of myself. I was a minute ahead of myself. It just goes to show. But look at that signal. Was that the right signal to take? Should that signal have been taken? It was the first signal after 9 o'clock, and it was pretty darn strong. So Chantal says, no, that was not the signal to take. The signal to take, let's watch, would have been that. It still would have worked. It still would have worked because the second signal was actually a little bit better. Okay? The second signal was a little bit better. First signal at 9 should have been avoided, right? So in theory, this signal avoided first signal at 9. Okay? Turns off. That is the signal I should have taken. That would have hit my first target, I believe, Chantal, depending where you got filled. So yeah, maybe I was too early, Mark. Maybe I was too early, but that was a pretty powerful signal. And that's one of the things I'm struggling with. Why should you not take a powerful signal after the open? There's no pent up orders being filled because they're sitting there. You follow? You have a strong signal after 9 o'clock. I don't see why that isn't a good signal to take. And that is room for discussion. That's room for discussion, in my opinion. Now, what Chantal's saying is because it doesn't mean that it's really strong. But see, I beg to differ today because you had a strong signal right before it of 9. Either way, if you waited, you're getting, you might have gotten caught in that move up. It's possible, depending on how the signals were there. There were a lot of orders sitting there, Chantal, but they get picked off. They got picked off on that first signal, don't you think? That they would have gotten picked off on the first signal. But that's why this is somewhat, and I did wait. I did wait. Let me show you the video one more time so we're talking about the same thing. See, I feel like I did wait. Even if I was goofing up the time, I still think the technique was right. So 9 o'clock, I pass on the first signal. Here comes the first signal. That's the signal we did not. Oh, you know what? I did take it. I did take it. So I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Yeah, and I thought it was 9 o'clock. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. Losing my mind. Now, did anybody take the long signals? Did anyone take those long signals? Anyone? Because you kind of had a blow off bottom there, right? Or what seemed like it might have been a blow off bottom. And you probably could have hit your first target on the long, depending where you got filled. Mark, so I would assume you hit a first target on that. But it didn't really follow through very much, obviously, as we saw. Short was today's direction. It did give enough opportunity, though, to get out with a profit, it looks like. I didn't keep recording, so. So this is why I'm practicing. It's not it's not easy. It's not easy. The indicator is unquestionably an art. It's unquestionably an art. So we're going to the NQ Open. I want to thank everybody on YouTube. Before you go, join us for our earnings workshop. Let me just show you a quick. We have a session in earnings coming, and this is everybody can join us. Fred, wait for an email from me. But we have our earnings start tomorrow with Google and Microsoft, Facebook Wednesday, Apple Thursday. Okay? You should be able to make the money for the class if the Apple trade is good, if the Facebook trade is good. Those are the two we should concentrate on because they're trading alone. www.tradeearningsnow.com. Those are the key trades. Key trades. Fred, you know what I'm talking about, right? Key trades. So thanks everybody on YouTube. If you just want to join our trade room, join our trade room. www. What the heck is it.com. Jointhetraderoom.com. Is it jointhetraderoom.com? Yes. I don't understand why you'd rather watch it on YouTube when you could join thetraderoom.com. www. We definitely give you enough information in the room to make $97 a month. Easily. Easily. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. Okay, folks. Thanks for watching on YouTube. We'll be streaming tomorrow. Hit the like button on your way out.